चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं परमानन्दमाधवं। Hare Krishna all. So, as Premdatri Mataji mentioned, we are celebrating a very auspicious event next weekend, next Sunday. That is appearance of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How many of us know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here? Have heard about? How many of us have not heard about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu yet here? So almost everyone heard about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is good. So we are preparing for that, preparing for arrival or appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So the supreme absolute truth is one. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karanam. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is full of knowledge. He is eternal. He is ever blissful. But that supreme personality of Godhead, the supreme absolute truth, when he wants to perform pastimes, they expand into two, right? So Radha Krishna Nitya Che Ekahi Swarup Leela Rasa Aswadite Dhari Duirup. So when Krishna wants to perform some pastimes, he expands himself into two forms, So Radha and Krishna, they are one and the same actually. In one sense, they are non-different from each other. So in other words, Radharani is feminine aspect of the supreme personality of Godhead, and she manifests herself as the supremost devotee of the Lord. So for the facilitation of the pastime with the supreme personality of Godhead. So Krishna is all pervading. He's everywhere, right? And he is all knowledgeable, right? He knows, he's the knower of past, present, and future. But he does not comprehend one thing. What does he not comprehend? That he cannot comprehend the love that his devotees have for him, right? So he does not understand, what is in him that makes his devotees love him so much, especially Radharani. Radharani is, although she is not different from Krishna, but she is considered to be like 10 million times more beautiful than Krishna. Right? When they perform pastimes, like selfless love for each other, the bliss that Radharani gets is about 10 million times more than than Krishna, the bliss that Krishna is. So Krishna cannot understand what is it about me that makes my devotee love me so much, and what is the experience that my devotees get out of it, right? So that is the question that Krishna does not. So although Krishna is Purna Purushottam Bhagwan, he is complete, he is the perfect person, there is nothing that he cannot do, but there is one thing that he does not know or does not comprehend is his love or devotee's love for him. So Krishna is thinking that, I need to understand this. What is, especially Radharani's mood, what is in me that makes Srimati Radharani love me so much, or what does she actually sees in me that is making her love me so much? And then what is the feeling that she's in? What is the experience that she is undergoing? First he wants to know about what is in him that is making Radharani love him so much. Other is what is the experience that Radharani is having, from Radharani's standpoint. That what does she experience? And then what is the nature, the depth of the love, the intensity of the love between her and Sri Krishna. So he cannot understand this without actually taking the mood of Srimati Radharani herself. Because how do you know how much the other person loves you unless you take the form, or you get absorbed into the consciousness of that person. So it's very, very difficult. So Krishna decides to accept the mood and complexion of Srimati Radharani and decides to appear in this world to perform the pastimes so that he can actually understand the mood of Radharani. So Krishna wants to take the mood of Srimati Radharani. And it's not just the mood, but Radharani, when he expressed this desire to Radharani, Radharani said, I don't think you will be able to handle it. You will go into so much ecstasy that it is possible that you may just faint or you fall, or you can injure yourself. So let me just let me just protect you from outside. So she gives her complexion as a shield to Sri Krishna, so that he's protected. So Krishna is now sandwiched between Radharani from without and from within. He has accepted the mood of Srimati Radharani from within, and from outside he is covered with the complexion of Srimati Radharani. So that is the appearance of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So those are the three main reasons Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears, or Krishna appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That first he wanted to know what is Radharani sees, what is that thing about him that attracts Radharani. Second, what is the experience that Radharani undergoes when she sees me or she performs pastimes with me. And third thing is, what is the nature of that love, what is the depth and intensity of that love. So with that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as his own topmost devotee to perform the pastimes, right? So whenever Lord appears, he does not appear alone, or whenever there is a great personality coming, for example, president coming. So does the president come alone? So he is preceded by a lot of other people, like the ministers, security people, and so many things, and a lot of paraphernalia also accompanies him. And he's also followed, he's also followed by, he's preceded by a lot of people, and he's also followed by a lot of people, right? So, what to speak of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, he decides to come. He does not come alone. So, he comes with a lot of his associates. And 4 of them are the principal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And 4 principal associates with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we form 5, and that is Pancha Tathva. And the topic that we are discussing today is the glories of Pancha Tathva. So the 5 personalities form Pancha Tathva. The word Pancha means 5 and Tattva means the absolute truth. So it is the absolute truth which is in 5 different forms. So what is that Pancha Tattva? What is that principle? What is that absolute truth that is in the 5 forms? It is described that Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Right? Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam. When Krishna is one, he appears, he expands himself into 5 different principles. One is Bhakta Rupa. One is Bhakta Rupa. So Krishna coming himself as a devotee, Bhakta Rupa. Right? So that is none other than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna himself is in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is Bhakta Rupa. That's the first principle or first tattva. Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam. So second is Bhakta Swarup. Bhakta Swarup is immediate expansion of Krishna, who is Balaramji. Right? So when Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Balaramji appears as Bhakta Swarupa in the form of Nityananda Prabhu. So Bhakta Rupa Swarupam, Bhakta Rupa and Bhakta Swarupam. So Bhaktavataram. So avatar is the expansion of expansion. Bhaktavataram. So the expansion of Krishna appearing as his devotee is Advaita Acharya. So Advaita Acharya is expansion of Mahavishnu and Sadashiv combined. So that is Bhakta Swarupakam. And then Bhaktavatar. Actually, we saw Bhaktavatar. Now the third or fourth is Bhakta Shaktikam. Bhakta Shakti, the internal Shakti is the internal potency of the Lord. So the Bhakta Shakti is Srimati Radharani herself. That is the internal potency of the Lord. So Radharani appears as Gadadhar Pandit. So that is the 4th principle or 4th tattva. And the 5th one is Bhaktakhyam, the devotee in the form of Jiva. Okay, so that is Jiva tattva or the devotee, and who appears as Srivas Pandit. And Srivas Pandit is an expansion of Narad Muni. So this is the 5 principles, tattva. When we talk about tattva, there are 5 tattvas. One is Bhakta Rupa, Bhakta Swarupa, Bhakta Avatar, Bhakta Shakti, and Bhakta himself, Bhaktakyam. So Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So that is the 5 principles. We saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, and Srivas Pandit. So, we often sing or chant this prayer, Pancha Tattva Pranam. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Right? So we often chant this during Kirtan and before we chant our Hare Krishna Mahamantra or Jap, we often do these prayers. So that is representing the 5 principal tattvas or the personalities of those tattvas. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhu Nityananda, Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, and Srivas Thakur or Srivas Pandit. So that is the 5 principal avatar or the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they are described as Pancha Tattva. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have just discussed that he is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is known as Mahaprabhu, of course, Mahaprabhu. So what does Mahaprabhu stand for? He is The word Maha also represents Radharani, Mahabhava Swarupini. Shri Radharani is also known as Mahabhava Swarupini. And Prabhu refers to Krishna. So when we say Mahaprabhu, we are referring as Radharani and Sri Krishna together. So that is Chaitanya, that's why he is known as Mahaprabhu. Other name of, the other reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called as Mahaprabhu is he is the most merciful, Mahavadanyaya. So Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratvishe Namaha. So Rupa Goswami prays to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he offers his obeisances in this form. He says, Namo Mahavadanyaya, oh my dear Lord, you are the most merciful. You are Krishna himself coming as Krishna Chaitanya. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha. Gauratvisha is the golden complexion. So you are Krishna, but you appear as Krishna Chaitanya in the golden complexion as Radharani. And what do? You profusely distribute, Krishna Prema Pradayate. You profusely distribute the love of Godhead to each and everyone. So that's why he is known as Mahaprabhu, because of the Mahavadanyaya, the most supreme, most merciful aspect of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he also comes and distributed Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? So the distributor of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So he is distributor of Mahamantra. So he is also, therefore he is also called as Mahaprabhu. And the fourth reason is that he is the principal character, the principal figure in the Gaur Leela, right? So that's why he is called as Mahaprabhu. He is the most important person in Gaur Leela. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the reason Krishna appeared in this world as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to taste that love that Srimati Radharani has for him. But when someone is tasting that love, he becomes, when Krishna is tasting that love, he becomes so maddened with that love that love is just profusely just overflowing. And he cannot just contain it to himself. Now he needs to distribute because it's just overflowing so much that he just keeps on distributing to each and everyone. Right? So that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we have Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is Balaramji himself. He appearing as Nityananda Prabhu, the close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it is also said that Nityananda Prabhu is even more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because he represents that mercy, that Guru Tathva. Right? So that's why he is even more merciful. So in Chaitanya Leela, Nityananda Prabhu actually appeared 12 years before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the village known as Ekachakra, right? And he performed so many pastimes, reminiscent of his pastime as Balaramji. He used to do so many, participating in plays or dramas would be one of his favorite things. But it is not until around when he was 32-year-old, he joined Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadvip Dham, and then they started distributing the holy name together. So until then, he traveled for 20 years. He traveled to various places. He was on a pilgrimage for 20 years. Right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, when they distributed these holy names, so nobody was kind of aloof from it. Nityananda Prabhu, he begged each and every single person. Balaramji, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When he, in the form of Balaramji, when he approached Romaharshan Suta did not offer him the respect, so he was offended, and with the just blade of grass, he touched Romaharshan Suta, and Romaharshan Suta died, right on the spot. So that Balaramji, when he appears as Nityananda Prabhu, he holds that same grass in his teeth and he begs each and everyone to chant the names of Krishna. Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Kara Krishna Shiksha. So such is the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu is the one who actually delivered the most fallen people, like Jagai and Madhai, right? They were the most degraded people of that time. There was not a single offense that Jagai or Madhai did not commit. And Nityananda Prabhu was like, if we deliver these people, then the true glory of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be known to everyone. So with that intention, he approached Jagai and Madhai, and he was beaten by Madhai. And still, he offered the love of Godhead to these most heinous people. Mar khe prem de, dayal to nahi hai. He got himself beaten, but he had compassion for each and everyone. Right? So he delivered the most fallen people, and also he delivered the most exalted, like Raghunath Das Goswami, right? Most exalted Vaishnava, and he connected him to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is his role, connecting each and every person to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and award them the love of Godhead, right? So that is Nityananda Prabhu. And then we have Sri Advaitacharya, right? So Advaitacharya is none other than Sadashiva, right? He is Sadashiva and Mahavishnu, is the combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. He appeared much before than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He appeared about 50 to 60 years before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a place called as Shantipur. And Advaitacharya, he was very exalted Vaishnava, and he was the leader of the Vaishnava community at that time. And when he used to look at people engrossed in material activities, his heart would cry. He felt a lot of compassion for each and every person. Especially, people engaged in so many materialistic activities. They used to spend so much money on little things which are not necessarily very important, such as like marriages of daughters or son is one thing, but they were even spending money in marrying their cats and dogs. Right? So he felt so much compassion, felt so pity on them, and he used to urge everyone to chant the names of Krishna. But then he thought that this is beyond one person's capacity to do that, unless the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself appears and delivers these people. So out of compassion for fallen souls, he decided that he will do this worship of Shaligram Shila based on recommendations from a Upanishad called as Gautam Tantra Upanishad, that it is mentioned that anyone worships Lord Krishna with Ganga water and Tulsi leaves with sincerity, then Lord personally fulfills the desire of that person. So with that in mind, he at the bank of Ganga, he worshipped Shaligram Shila with Ganga water and Tulsi leaves, and with utmost sincerity, he was calling for Lord to appear in this world. And because of his sincere calling, his voice pierced through the material world and directly reached the spiritual world, and he made Krishna to appear as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is one of the reasons, we discussed about the three internal reasons why Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but this is like one of the external reasons that Krishna decided to appear as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because of the call from Advaitacharya. So Advaitacharya prayed for each and every single person all of us, so that we are delivered and we get the love of Godhead. Right? So that is Advaita Acharya. And then we have Gadadhar Pandit. So we are discussing Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. Right? Radharani. So Shakti Tathva. Krishna's internal potency is Gadadhar Pandit. Now one may ask, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as Krishna in the mood of Radharani, why there is a need for Radharani to come? Right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is already Krishna in the mood of Radharani. So what is the need for Radharani to appear? Right? So, anyone? Yes?
Krishna never appears alone.
Krishna never appears alone, but he appeared together.
That was the mood.
Right. So that's a very good answer. But the thing is, like if you remember someone, like if you started driving, when you started driving a car initially, so there was someone sitting next to you, right? And so one has to sit next to you. More experienced person has to sit near you, right? So that you commit less mistakes. Someone is there to remind you, and someone is there to guide you. So Krishna is appearing in the mood of Radharani. He is completely oblivious of what Radharani's mood is. He doesn't know what it means to be devotee. He is trying to be now. He is experienced, but as a devotee, he is not experienced himself. And that to be Radharani, the ecstasy that she feels. So Radharani knew that he won't be able to handle it, for sure. It's like a new driver trying to drive a Ferrari, right? It's that difficult, right? So Krishna wanting to be Radharani, like the ecstasy that that he will experience will not be able to, he will not be able to handle. So Radharani appears as Gadadhar Pandit, just so that she can keep an eye on Sri Krishna. So if he's going into a lot of ecstasy, Gadadhar Pandit is right there. So Gadadhar Pandit, he was a contemporary of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He appeared about a year later than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was 1 year younger. And he performed a lot of pastimes with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Together they went to school, under Gangadas Pandit together. And Nimai, at that time, he used to have a lot of pastimes with Gadadhar Pandit. They used to play, they used to fight. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Nimai at that time, he used to pick quarrels on him, and he used to ask very challenging questions and engage in some illogical arguments and things like that. So they had a lot of pastimes as childhood. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu grew older and he accepted initiation from Ishwar Puri, and he started to distribute the holy names. He started the Sankirtan movement. Gadadhar Pandit was constantly with him as shadow. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go in the ecstasy, Gadadhar Pandit was right there, facilitating his pastimes and making sure that he is well protected. So that is Gadadhar Pandit. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted sannyas, he went to Jagannath Puri, right? So Gadadhar Pandit also followed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was like a constant shadow of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He also followed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Jagannath Puri. And he took Kshetra sannyas, he took a vow that he will not leave Jagannath Puri. So he stayed in Jagannath Puri for a long period of time, as long as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived there, more than 17-18 years. And he used to narrate Srimad Bhagavatam for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to come and listen the narrations of Srimad Bhagavatam, the readings of Srimad Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit. And he worshipped, his worshipable deity is Tota Gopinath in Jagannath Puri. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he disappeared, he actually disappeared, he entered into the deity of Tota Gopinath. Right? And soon after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared, I think about a year or so later, Gadadhar Pandit also disappeared and entered into the same duty of Tutta Gopinath. So such is the glory of Gadadhar Pandit. I know we can discuss a lot about all these personalities, but we have to combine them all together, in just 1 hour session. So I'm just giving you some highlights. And then we have Srivas Thakur or Srivas Pandit. So we discussed that Srivas Pandit is Narad Muni. So he is a Jiva Tattva. He is a devotee, in the Jiva Tattva, like us, like a Jiva Tattva. So Narad Muni is an exalted devotee. He is always with the Lord, at various places. Like in Vaikuntha, he is constantly worshipping Narayan, right? He is always chanting the names of Narayan. And in Vrindavan Lila, he is chanting the names of Radharani. Narada Muni Bajaye Dina Radhikara Mananame. So in Vrindavan, he is constantly chanting or glorifying Radharani and Krishna. And he participates in various pastimes. In Vrindavan Lila also, he wanted to associate with Krishna as a friend, and he appeared as Madhumangal, right? So Madhumangal. So he performs pastimes with Krishna as a friend, and he wanted to appear as Gopi, to participate in the intimate Raslila pastime. So he appeared as Naradi Gopi, right? So same Narada Muni, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he appeared as Srivas Thakur, Srivas Pandit, right? So how did Srivas Pandit serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? See, constantly accompanied Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or he was actually host all the Sankirtan pastimes. Mahaprabhu used to do night-long kirtans at the house of Srivas Pandit. And most of the pastimes occurred, there are so many innumerable pastimes occurred at the house of Srivas Thakur. So he used to always keep his doors open for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for his Sankirtan. He was the prime host. Sometimes we have like if nobody is there, this person is there to host the programs, right? So Srivas Pandit was like that. At any time, he is always ready to host the Sankirtan movement or the Sankirtan program. And nights and nights, night-long kirtans. And everyone would be in so much ecstasy thanks to Srivas Thakur, Srivas Pandit. So much so that Srivas Thakur, once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing his Leela or his, chanting Sankirtan in the house of Srivas Thakur with all the devotees, and it so happened that Srivas Thakur's son, he died. He was ill, and during Kirtan, Srivas' son died. And Srivas Thakur could sense that something is wrong, people are, the ladies, they were crying. And he goes there and finds out that his son actually died. But he says that let me not interrupt the Sankirtan that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is having. So he warned everyone, don't even cry loudly. Don't let Chaitanya Mahaprabhu know, don't let him know that such and such thing happened, because it will interrupt his Sankirtan. So such was the dedication of Srivas Thakur. And he had so much faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he completely depended on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for maintenance of his day-to-day activities. He said, I don't have to worry about anything. He says he just used to clap 3 times. So if I need something and I don't have it, then I just clap it 3 times, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will fulfill my wish. Of course, he as a devotee, he did not have a lot of material wishes, anyway. But he completely depended on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And if Lord doesn't fulfill my wish in the 3 claps, I will just jump in Ganga. So that was his conviction, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will fulfill all my desires. So that was Srivas Thakur. So So this is the mercy, this is the glory of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Pancha Tathva, and because of which we have this Hare Krishna movement, right? Because of their mercy to all of us. So Pancha Tattva, when we chant about Pancha Tattva, Pranam, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. What does that Pancha Tattva mean to us as practicing devotee? What does that mean? We heard about these glories of these personalities, but how do they relate with us as a practicing devotee, right? So, someone must have really prayed for us, right? We are devotee because of someone's prayers, right? Maybe this time, maybe previous lifetime, Someone has prayed for us, that's why we are devotees now. So that whoever has prayed for us, he is representing Advaita Acharya in our life. The Advaita Acharya aspect, Advaita Acharya is appearing to us in the form of that devotee, right? So that is Advaita Acharya. And the person who has connected us with this movement, that is Nityananda Prabhu. Maybe someone who just told us about the chanting, someone who may have given us, someone who may have given us a book to read or invited us for the program. That connection, whoever has done that represents Nityananda Prabhu for us, right? And then someone, whoever is hosting the programs. The temple, we host the program, or at home, whoever is hosting the programs, so that devotees can come together and do the congregational chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and glorify the Lord. That person, that represent that, those people, those devotees, they represent the Srivas Pandit aspect of the Panchatattva. Srivas Pandit is acting through them, right? And the devotee who has trained us, right, through personally, deepening our realization or faith in the process of chanting, or the narrator of Srimad Bhagavatam, or various scriptures. So one who has helped in boiling the milk so that it is more condensed, deepening our faith in the bhakti process. That aspect of that devotee represents Gadadhar. So Gadadhar Pandit is acting through that devotee. So that represents the Panchatattva. And finally, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra that we have received in our heart. Whatever bhakti, whatever love for Krishna that we have received in our heart, that is the representation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself appearing in our heart. So, the Panchatattva appears in our heart or in the life as these personalities. Advaita Acharya as the person who has prayed for us. Nityananda Prabhu as the person who has connected us. Various hosts as Srivas Thakur. Gadadhar Pandit who has trained us, made us more mature in devotee, as a devotee. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself as any love, whatever little drop, fraction of love we have for Radha Krishna. And the Hare Krishna Mahamantra itself is represented by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we chant first the Panchatattva Pranam. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. So when we are chanting, or when we are chanting this, singing this mantra Panchatattva prayers, we need to have that gratitude, not only to the Panchatattva deities, but everyone who have helped us become devotee, who were the representatives of those Panchatattva in our life. So, that is the glory of Panchatattva. So, Panchatattva is actually just one person, but they expanded, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we always say that when Krishna or God wants to give you with 10 hands, how can you refuse it? So Lord is manifesting His 10 hands through Pancha Tathva, profusely distributing mercy. Right? So, Pancha Tathva Eka Vastu Kichunahi Ved Lila Rasa Aswadita Vivida Vibhed. So, Pancha Tathva, it is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead is appearing as 5 different forms. So, we discussed that Krishna is one, right? The one Supreme Personality of Godhead is one, but for Leela, they appear as 2, Radha and Krishna. Then Radha and Krishna appear as 1, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 1 again becomes 5. So 1 to 2 to 1, then 5. So that is Panchatattva. So with that, I would like to end. Thank you so much for your patient audience, and please forgive me for any shortcomings or mistakes. And thank you so much. I would welcome any comments or questions. Hare Krishna.